Hello guys, welcome back. This is Rightway Gaming and today we're covering another video on Anthem via the Open Demo. So today I thought I'd bring you a bit of a video on the main class that I think that I'm going to play, or I should say Javelin. And that is the Storm Javelin. Now the reason I like this one so much is the fact that it can distance itself from combat, it can still do damage, it can rain down all the elements. I think the only thing it can't really use is acid and venom. And it's just an overall really good DPS class cannon as they described it. But biggest negative is basically, like I keep telling people, a piece of tissue paper. Anything that hits you is going to hurt a lot. So let me get into it. I've spent a lot over last weekend and this weekend playing this certain Javelin. I have played Interceptor and Ranger as well, but this one just feels right for my playstyle. So how do you use the Storm? How can you be efficient with it? Well, first off, like I said at the start of the video, you want to distance yourself from any combat. The point of this Javelin is that you're going to be damage dealing from a distance while hovering. The key to this Javelin is hovering. It is one of the only few javelins where it can hover for a good amount of time, and not only that, but while hovering it gains a shield so that the damage you take on isn't as significant. So 90% of the time you want to be hovering while dealing damage because, well, quite frankly, that's what this javelin is built on. Then you have the abilities. So what are the abilities? Right, well, the ones that I've been using, you've got Wind Wall, which is basically your LB and RB button, or whichever one you want to keybind to on PC and PS4, which basically puts a shield in front of you that will block projectiles coming at you, but you can shoot through to deal damage with. That is going to be becoming very useful because basically if you can put that up in front of you and sit behind it while hovering, you can deal a lot more damage without having to worry about having to get back into cover, etc. Then you have the damage dealing abilities. So there's a few different versions of this, and certain ones are detonators and certain ones are primers. Now you've got your lightning bolt, which is a detonator. You've then got your ice storm and your fire, I think it's called fire bomb, and both of them are primers. So they'll set them on fire or they'll freeze them so that when you use your detonator it deals more damage. So that's what you kind of like want to be doing. You want to be using your primers, so your fire bombs, your ice storms, to deal damage to a massive area of ads and prime them all for your teammates. And then when your teammates prime the ads for you, you want to be using your lightning bolt to detonate that combo. Because please note that I've noticed that you can't prime your own targets to create your own combos, or at least it seems that way. Now, on to my next point for the Storm. The melee is a detonator, again, and it is a fire detonator. So I think it combines well with ice, any frozen targets that have been frozen, basically. So you could potentially create your own combo that way by using an ice storm to freeze targets, going down and meleeing them. That will create a combo. So again, I think certain elements have to be combined with certain other elements to create that combo attack. Then we have the super. Now this is my favourite part. The ultimate for the Storm is by far my favourite because it creates its own combo. It primes and detonates them and you get 3 positional attacks. So basically you can drop one down which will be solar in one area, drop another down which will be lightning in another area, and drop another one down that will be ice in another area. So you've got 3 potential areas of damage. If there's loads of ads, this thing can wreck them and get rid of them near enough instantly. But on top of that, if you want to use it on a boss, still just as good. Rain all 3 of them down on the boss and it will prime them and detonate them each time. It creates about 5k of damage on each hit, as I found in the Stronghold. And yeah, it's just an all-round monster of an ultimate ability. So again, the key negative parts to this Javelin, because I'm going to go over negatives as well, because quite frankly every Javelin does have one, and as I said, its armour is like tissue paper. If you're not hovering and you don't have that extra armour and you're running around and you get hit by a sniper, one of the scars that have the turrets, you're going to lose your armour and your health next to instantly. So you have to find a cover, regain your health, and learn to hover at a distance where ads can't really target you. On top of that, you do rely a lot on your teammates. If you try and solo stuff as a Storm, you're going to be finding that you have to take your time a lot with it, because the minute ads start stacking up, you're going to become very vulnerable the minute your hover runs out, because again, as much as your hover has a longer time than the other javelins, it will eventually run out. Whether the inscriptions can further boost this so that you have an almost indefinite hover, that's yet to be seen. But overall, the Storm is a great DPS javelin. It's very weak, but very, very useful. So if you're going to be using this class of javelin, I recommend that you get used to distancing yourself from combat and trying to play support DPS, because that is this role for the javelin. A support DPS class that will hammer out the numbers, but it relies a lot on the other teammates taking some of the attention off the Storm. That's about it for now, guys. I will go into more depth when the full game comes out on each of the javelins, such as what inscriptions to use on your weapons and armour, what armour and pieces to use, what weapons to use, and all those things. But for now, obviously, this is an open demo, and we can't really go into that much detail on those things, so I'm going to just stop it there, and we'll go into it further when the game comes out, guys. Hope you've enjoyed watching, hope you found this video useful, guys, and I will catch you next time. Right, we're gaming, over and out.